dyspraxia system, and today I want to talk about ARFID, or avoidant restrictive food intake disorder. This is an eating disorder that we believe we have. So also just trigger warning, content warning, for discussions of eating disorder symptoms and possibly food. So yeah, if that is a potential trigger, maybe be careful watching this video. But yes, ARFID, I have a list of all the symptoms in the iPad, so I'll be partly reading from there. But yes, ARFID is a new diagnosis in the DSM-V, and it was previously referred to as selective eating disorder. It is similar to anorexia in that both disorders have limitations involved in the amount and or type of food consumed. But with anorexia, it also involves body shape or size or fear of fatness, and with ARFID, that isn't the case. I'm not entirely sure if it can be the case, but it's not the main reason as to why it, even if that wasn't a factor, you would have ARFID. Many children go through a phase of picky or selective eating, but if you don't grow out of that, or if it makes you don't consume enough calories to grow and develop properly as a kid or an adult to maintain basic body functions, you will be diagnosed with ARFID. Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but then you'll probably have ARFID, I should say. In children, this results in slight weight gain and vertical growth. In adults, this results in weight loss. ARFID can also result in problems at school or work due to difficulties eating with others and extended times needed to eat. We definitely have problems eating with others. And we are always a size eater. But anyway, the diagnostic criteria in the DSM are an eating or feeding disturbance, for example, apparent lack of interest in eating or food, avoidance based on the sensory characteristics of food, concern about aversive consequences of eating is manifested by persistent failure to meet appropriate nutritional and or energy needs associated with one or more of the following: significant weight loss or failure to achieve expected weight gain or faltering growth in children, significant nutritional deficiency. I'm sorry, I can't read that well apparently. At least not out loud. Dependence on internal feeding or oral nutritional supplements, and marked interference with psychological functioning. I'm not entirely sure what all of this means, but I know for us, we don't have that much of an interest in eating or food. We definitely avoid sensory characteristics of food. There is a lot of food we don't eat because sensory wise we just can't. Mint is one of those. Feels like it burns our tongue and like our lips. So we try to avoid it as much as possible. Can't avoid it entirely in toothpaste, but we really try to avoid it. Strawberry, we like the taste, or at least we used to like the taste. We like the taste in candy, but we don't eat strawberries because apparently we can taste the seeds in the strawberry. We were really young when we tried them, but this is what our parents tell us. We don't remember that exactly, but then again, our childhood memories are all fuzzy, so apparently we could taste the seeds, and every time we tell that to people, they're astonished by it. But yeah, we seriously can't deal with a lot of sensory stuff related to food. And I don't know if it will be later in one of the symptoms, but we're also scared of the fullness feeling, like the feeling you get when you're full. So that is the aversive consequence of eating, maybe. But yeah, no, we struggle with having a healthy weight, or at least what's considered a healthy weight according to the BMI scale. We barely put on weight. We've never really put on weight. So yeah, that's definitely something we have. Don't believe we have nutritional deficiencies. At least it didn't come out of the blood tests that we had done this year and like 2 years ago. I'm not entirely sure what the dependence on internal feeding or oral nutritional supplements means, or the marked interference with psychosocial functioning. I'm not entirely sure what they mean by that. But it is in the criteria. And then the next criteria is the disturbance not better explained by lack of available food or by associated culturally sanctioned practice. Now this makes sense if you don't have the ability to eat food, or if for some reason, like culturally, you choose not to eat a specific food or not eat that much for a while, you don't have other options. So then it wouldn't be considered an eating disorder if you wouldn't be practicing that culture, or if you had availability for a lot of food, you will probably not have these symptoms right now. So yeah, not saying that like because of culture it's bad or anything. It's just yeah. And then the next one is the eating disorder, the eating disturbance. The eating disturbance does not occur exclusively during the course of anorexia nervosa or bulimia nervosa, and there's no evidence of a disturbance in the way in which one's body weight or shape is experienced. So this means it's not because of anorexia or bulimia. Yeah, it's not caused by anorexia or bulimia. And the reason behind it is not that you want your body to be a different weight or shape, which we don't have at all. Right? Our eating's definitely disordered. Maybe we have an eating disorder, but like all the mainstream eating disorders that you know of, it's all because of weight or shape, or at least that we know of. That's like the stereotype, and we're like, that's not what we have, but it's definitely disordered. So like, it's nice that we now have an answer. Yeah, but not eating disorder are not fun at all. But yeah, it's I'm sorry, I'm rambling a little bit. But yes, the last criteria is the eating disturbance is not attributable to a concurrent medical condition or not better explained by another mental disorder. When an eating disturbance occurs in the context of another condition or disorder, the severity of the eating disturbance exceeds that routinely associated with the condition or disorder and warrants additional clinical attention. So obviously, it shouldn't be able to be explained by something else. And disorders like autism, ADHD, dyspraxia also come with like sensory issues. So it should be more of a disturbance than you typically see with someone with one of those disorders if they have that in order to be ARFID. Now, the risk factors for developing ARFID involve a range of biological, physical, and social cultural issues. These factors may interact differently in different people. So, like, two people with the same eating disorder can have very diverse perspectives, experience, and symptoms. Researchers know much less about what puts someone at risk of developing ARFID, but as far as they know, people with autism or those with ADHD and intellectual disabilities are at a much more higher risk to develop ARFID. Children who don't outgrow normal picky eating or in whom picky eating is severe appear to be more likely to develop ARFID, and many children with ARFID also have a co-occurring anxiety disorder, and they are also at high risk for other psychiatric disorders. Now, apart from the criteria, the symptoms of ARFID that you can look for are, when it comes to behavioral or psychological, dramatic weight loss, because you don't get enough nutrition, dresses in layers to hide weight loss or stay warm, reports constipation, abdominal pain, cold intolerance, lethargy, and or excess energy. Reports consistent vague gastrointestinal issues, upset stomach, feels full, etc. around meal times that have no known cause. Dramatic restrictions in types or amount of food eaten. We have so little food that we like to eat. Even then, it needs to be perfect the way we know. If it tastes soft, there's a high chance we won't eat it, even though it's a food that's known that we like. We'll only eat certain textures of food. Fears of choking or vomiting. Oh, we're so scared of vomiting. We are terrified of vomiting. Not as much choking, but maybe that's because we don't really have experiences with choking and we deal with vomiting. Lack of appetite or interest in food. We don't really have much of an appetite. We are definitely one of the smallest eaters. We eat very little. Limited range of preferred foods that becomes narrower over time. For example, picky eating that progressively worsens. We have a funny thing with this. We used to love eating pancakes. Like, seriously, it was one of our preferred foods. But now we hate it. We don't like pancakes anymore. No, nothing has changed other than in our minds we've eaten them too many times in a short period of time, and now we just don't like eating them anymore. So yeah, no, we haven't had that much with other food, but yeah, it's become narrower for us. And no body image disturbance or fear of weight gain. We don't have that at all. Then physical symptoms, because both anorexia and ARFID involve an inability to meet nutritional needs. Both disorders have similar physical signs and medical consequences. So yeah, symptoms can be stomach cramps, other non-specific gastrointestinal complaints, menstrual irregulations, missing periods or only having a period while, hormonal contraceptives, difficulties concentrating, abnormal laboratory findings, so anemia, low thyroid or hormone levels, low potassium, low blood cell counts, low heart rate, post-puberty female loses menstrual period. So I guess after your puberty, not having periods as often as you should. Dizziness, fainting, syncope, feeling cold all the time, sleep problems, dry skin, dry and brittle nails, fine hair on body. In brackets it says nanugo. Not sure what that means. I think it's the name for fine hair on body. Thinning of hair on head, dry and brittle hair. Muscle weakness, cold, mottled hands and feet or swelling of feet, poor wound healing, impaired immune functioning. Now, I don't think we have many of the physical symptoms, but we have quite some of the other symptoms. So that's what it says on this website. We'll link it in the description. But ARFID is really difficult, as in it's really, really picky eating. And we'll make more videos about it in the future, because there are certain terms that are used that we want to explain as well, like fair food and favorite food, well, preferred food, stuff like that. But this is the criteria for the DSM. I think we've always had this. It definitely comes from the sensory issues that we have because of dyspraxia, but it's just gone worse. We all always struggle with food, and we're scared, literally scared to try any new food, because we're afraid that negative things will happen afterwards, that we'll get sick or something. And like I said, if the food that we do like tastes a bit off, we'll most likely not eat it. Certain foods are not even allowed to touch each other, because the taste of one food will probably then go on the other one, and their taste can't mix. We're one of the more cheaper people to buy food for, because we don't like many fancy things, but we also eat not that much food. we eat very little throughout the day, and I'm not sure if it's healthy, but so far we don't have any health problems yet. But yeah, we'll make more videos about our own experience of it later. But we did have one made already about how difficult family gatherings and stuff where you have to eat food at is for us because of this. I'll link that up there. And yeah, if you want to see more of our videos, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified when we upload a new video. We upload every Wednesday. I do just want to say that if you struggle with this, if you can, reach out for help. You are not alone. Even just being in the community might be able to help you, just because then you see that you're not alone. And on Instagram, people really try to help each other get over it. So that's a nice community that we're just building the sideline of. Obviously, don't encourage people with eating disorders to have their eating disorders. Don't encourage their symptoms. Try to lessen their symptoms. Do you want to make that clear? I don't encourage helping people worsen their symptoms or anything. I only want community in order to feel like you're not alone and to encourage each other to get better. Yeah. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or whatever, leave them down below in the comments. You can also follow us on social media. It's in the description. And we'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.